Hey there, Stampers, and welcome to another Step It Up video. Today we're going to be making these cute little cards. I don't normally do this, but I thought this set is, I'm using the Elementary Elegance stamp set that's in the Celebrations catalog. Celebration's almost over, so if you get an opportunity to get this set, I would. I love it, and I want to show how versatile. I think it... So the step 1 card is a 3x3 card, and I think that it really lends itself to these cute little cards. So this is just a little hello card, and that's step 1. Step 2, you can see I used the same 3x3 format that I have on the little card, note card, but I just made a flat panel. So that's how you just bump it up. You could actually just cut that panel off and use it here. And I did add a little detail in the background in this ribbon, and that's the step 2 card. And I used the happy birthday stamp instead. And then on the step 3 card, I added extra matte. I did some inking of the edges. I added the crown and this thicker ribbon and moved it up a little bit. And I used this different stamp, Queen for a Day, and trinket. But you can see it's still the same 3x3 base, exactly what I did on this card, just with a different sentiment. So this really is a fun Step It Up video. So to start, we're going to use a crumb cake piece of cardstock, and it is 2 7/8 inch squared. And we're going to start by using Versamark, and you're going to, and I'm using, what's it called? Hello, I can't think of the word. Embossing powder. And we're using cherry cobbler embossing powder. So I'm going to ink it up using my Versamark. And sort of center it on this square, which is hard to do if I can't look directly over it because I'll get my big head in the camera. But that'll work for this purpose. It's a little crooked. But anyway, so then you're just going to pour a little embossing powder over it. And then shake it off. And if I don't have, I take just a brush. You can use your aqua painter brush to get any strays off that you don't want actually heat embossed to remain. A dry aqua painter works well here too. So I'm going to heat this up. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the piece, and like I said, I didn't do it. When you're lining it up, you want to do a better job than what I did. But for the purposes of the video, we'll just move on from here. You're going to stamp your sentiment, and I'm using Naturals Ivory, or Naturals White, and emboss it with the cherry cobbler embossing powder, and then punch it out. I love how it matches perfectly. I bumped it up using dimensionals because I liked how that looked. And then you're just going to take a 6x3 piece of cardstock and fold it over so you create your 3x3 card. Bump this up, and that's your step 1 card. Really easy and so cute. For step 2, here's our step 2 card. We're going to use a cherry cobbler card base, and it is a 11 by 4 1/4 piece of cardstock, folded at 5 1/2. Use your bone folder to get a nice crisp piece. You can set that aside. We're going to use a piece of crumb cake that's just cut in. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And I took, using the Creative Elements, I like this Flourish, and using crumb cake ink, I just stamped the outer edges of this piece of cardstock because it is going to be covered up. So I like the tone on tone, and I like the line drawing of this stamp. So just whatever is pleasing to your eye. Most of it won't be seen. You could even stop right there, but anyway, I went up. So then you're just going to take the piece that you embossed and that popped up. You're going to mat it on a piece of cherry cobbler and mat this on the card base. And the last touch is some seam binding ribbon. And you're going to want to dovetail these ends so that you get a nice look to the bottom. And I just adhered it behind the 3x3 piece. Laid it where I liked it. Okay, I'll have to trim it more so that you can see it. And then put this on. You could even pop this panel up on dimensionals. But that's your step 2 card. Step 3 card is really the same thing. I just added ink. I added another layer. Let's take care of this one. And I just inked them with using a stamping sponge. So you can see it's exactly the same, except I did ink. On the Naturals White, I used Sahara Sand ink, and on the card base and the crumb cake, I used crumb cake ink. That's the only difference. Then I took some of this cherry cobbler striped, and I adhered it to this layer, these 2 layers combined. Just going straight. Adhere that down. The same piece of cherry cobbler matte and the embossed image right there. Popped up with a dimensional, and you can see that I added the trinket crowns. I didn't get it out. Let me see if I can find it quickly without making a big mess. I cleaned up this morning, and so stuff isn't laying out. But I forget where I put it. That happens sometimes. Or I don't see it. Anyway, so you're going to use one of these little trinket crowns and then add a cute little bow to the top of the crown, because there's a little piece for a chain, or or an attachment, and I didn't want it showing, so I just added the bow. And you can see it's really, really easy to do, and it's so cute. I love this set. Thanks, Stampin' Up! For such a cute celebrations. And I think these are my favorite, and I can see doing them in a whole bunch of different colors and for different occasions. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you next time. Bye!